This is a license to print cash and what educated property investors are doing all the time. Hi, I'm Kevin McDonald. I've been a property investor now for over 18 years and I've built up a multi-million pound property investment business. And I'm outside one of my investment properties that I purchased at an auction. Here it is. And in this video, I'm going to show you how this property has given me the UK average salary in equity from just one deal, plus almost 10 grand of cash out in the first 10 months. And I get to keep the deal and make over 4 grand a year positive cash flow. So before we get started, make sure you like, subscribe and hit that notification bell. Right, so let's head to my office and I'll do a breakdown of this deal. So this is the property. This is the memorandum of sale from the auction house. So here you can see 22nd of October 2020, agreed price £74,000 with 28 days to complete the purchase. Purchase completed by the end of November 2020. So we've got the keys by the end of November. Revalued it, so you can see here the date of the revaluation, 23rd of August 21. 23rd of August 21 for the revaluation. Funds released about 4 to 6 weeks after that. Valuation, market value 110 grand. Now we bought it for 74, revalued it at 110. We did not do a full refurbishment on this property. What we did do was basically clean it up. Ex-tenanted property where the tenants had left, abandoned the property and left a load of stuff in that property. So mortgage offer come through from Foundation Home Loans, a gross loan amount of 84,150 with a net advance to my solicitor of 82,465. So all of our money back out of this deal. So what this means is on the 84,150 mortgage at an interest rate of 2.99% on a 5-year fixed, we're paying £209.67 per month. 209.67, and it rents out for 550 quid a month. So all the money out of the deal plus some, and making over £300 a month profit from this property within just a few months. Let me show you how it looked when we purchased it. So this was the front of the property, doesn't look bad. Inside you can see that we've got a bath panel that's a bit damaged, it's very little to repair. One of the bedrooms, just a mess. So painted, not too bad, nice carpets, just needs a clean up and the old furniture removed. The bed, chucked out. Same here, just lots of crap thrown around the property. So it was basically skip it all. Get a guy to clear everything out, chuck it in a skip, get it taken away, re-clean the house. So just hoover it, clean it, get it all done up. As you can see from the kitchen, nice tiles, nice kitchen cupboards, needs a fridge, freezer, washing machine, that's paid for by the tenants and put in by the tenants. It's got a decent cooker, nothing to be done in the kitchen, just each bedroom. So it's got nice wallpaper, nice carpets. It needs a good clean. Now, why was the property like this? Why was it full of crap? Well, literally, a landlord had the property. As it was auctioned, don't know who the landlord was, don't know exactly why they sell it, but it looks like the reason they stuck it on sale was they had tenants, the tenants absconded the property, leaving a mess. The landlord made an emotional decision to just get rid of the property rather than tidy it up. Maybe they just had enough of tenants. Maybe they were fed up of tenants. Now the thing about this property is, the property is fine. Quite often people make emotional decisions. They have a property for years, they've got a good property in a good street at a good price, and they get one set of bad tenants. The one set of bad tenants does damage to the property or leaves a mess in the property. In this scenario here, they didn't even damage the property, they just left a mess in the property. But people see it as maybe their home when actually it's an investment, and emotionally they go, I've had enough of tenants, I'm fed up with tenants, I'm going to get rid of the property. Quickest way to get rid of the property, stick it in an auction. Now, the cost of cleaning it up was only a few hundred quid. In fact, we only spent 1,250 quid on everything. So getting it tidied up, doing any minor repairs like the bath panel and getting it ready to let out. Very little money to be spent on the refurbishment. The problem with this property was the tenant. When the tenant's gone, the next tenant's a good tenant, you no longer have a problem. Quite often people get rid of properties thinking the property is the problem, when in reality it's the tenant that was the problem. And most tenants are good tenants. You get the odd bad one. If you've got rid of them, your next tenant just get a better tenant. Massive, massive opportunity where people make emotional decisions when they should be making financial decisions. So how do you find a good tenant? Well, the thing about tenants is every good tenant has got the potential to turn bad. Why do I say that? Well, they could lose a job, life circumstance could change. However, most people, majority of the time, we've got over 300 tenants and 99% of them are good tenants. 99%. How do you find good tenants? Very simple. You check them out properly, you reference them properly. So you get a credit checking agency, a referencing agency to check, have they got a job? What's their income? Have they got any adverse credit? Have they got any CCJs, county court judgments against them? So the referencing agents will do all of this stuff. However, what I also like to do as a belt and braces on top is to always get 6 months bank statements. I want to see 6 months bank statements from my tenant that's moving in and look on that bank statement to see that they have paid their rent on time every single month for the previous 6 months. Now, if you've got a tenant who's paid on time every month for the previous 6 months, then you're likely that that will continue to happen when they move into your property. You can get references from their previous landlord, but more importantly, their second last landlord, because their current landlord might want to get rid of them. Their second last landlord will be more honest about the process. So that's a second thing you can do. So I don't just rely on credit checks, I also do additional belt and braces checks. Plus, one of the most important bits, the gut feeling. If your gut feeling is typically right, if you believe and you can see that the tenant looks like they're going to be a good tenant, 9 times out of 10 they are. In any time I've had a bad tenant move into a property in the past, it's quite often when I look back we think, do you know what, there was something about that tenant before they moved in at the start. They said something like they were sofa surfing, so they didn't have bank statements to provide. They said they were living at home with mum and dad, they didn't have anything to provide. Sometimes that's fine, sometimes you can kind of think, are they making that up to try and not show you the reality? So always go with your gut feeling. We've got it on a mortgage. Now the lender has lent, you can see here, £82,465. So based on the 110 grand valuation, they are lending us £82,465. Now the mortgage will be £84,150 because that, right, is the lender costs and stuff added to the loan. And the monthly mortgage payment, £209.67. Now we rent the property out for £550 a month. Rent it for £550 with a mortgage payment of £209.67. That is an awesome deal. Apologies about the spelling and the quality of the writing. English is my second language. Purchased October 2020 for 74 grand in the auction. Total costs were 77,253.37. So that's the completion statement from the solicitors, 77,253.37. That includes the stamp duty, the solicitor costs, everything. Then we cleaned the property up and got it ready to let, spending 1,250 quid on the cleanup, meaning a total spend of 78,503.37. Now we then immediately rented the property out at 550 quid a month, left rented with no mortgage. So this was purchased with a joint venture partner. We've left the money in, their money, until August 2021, when we then refinanced it. So I'm going to talk in a moment about the money we've made during that period of time. But first, let's look at the revaluation in August 2021. So remember, spent 78,503. We've then revalued it at 110 grand, having done no refurbishment to this, no kitchens, no bathrooms, nothing to be done, just revalued it for 110,000. That meant that the lender, so Foundation Home Loans in this case, they give us a mortgage of £84,150. Now that mortgage includes the fees that they add to the loan. So what they actually release to us from that funds is £82,465. So on the revaluation, Foundation Home Loans drop into our bank account £82,465. Now we only spent 78,503. So on the day that we refinance it, we have surplus cash of 82,465 minus the 78,503.37, meaning we are up positive cash flow of £3,961.63p. But that's not even all the profit. Why? Because we've got a mortgage of 84,150, but a valuation of 110 grand. So we also have equity, built-in long-term legacy money of 25,850 quid. The equity alone is the average UK salary. Never mind the fact that we're up £3,961 of cash out of the deal. No money left in. But there's even more, because we're renting it for £550 a month. Now the mortgage at 2.99% on the 84,150, a 5-year fixed rate mortgage is £209.67p per month. That means we've got a profit per month of £340.33p. Multiply that by 12 months, gives us an annual profit of 4,083p and 96 pence every year for the rest of our lives. And what's going to happen, by the way? The property is going to go up in value, the equity will become bigger, and the rents will go up in time. But the debt, it's going to stay the same because it's an interest-only mortgage. So this will only become bigger over time. But that's not all, because remember, there's also the cash from the rent. £550 a month for 10 months. We purchased it in October 2020. We completed the purchase at the end of November and we rented it out from December 2020. We went to refinance in August 21. We got the funds at the end of September. So we rented it with no mortgage on the property at £550 a month from December 20 till September 21. 10 months at £550 a month is £5,500. That's cash coming in with no mortgage to pay. Add that to the 3,961 that we took out of the deal on refinance, gives us £9,461.63p out of the deal in the first 10 months of ownership. That is huge. Plus we've got the 25,850 grand of equity, and we own that property, chucking off £4,083 per year forever. Over 10 years, that's another 40 grand. Who says you can't get great deals in auctions right now? There's 3 ways to get properties. You can get them through estate agents, you can get them direct to vendor, you can get them from auctions. All 3 work. It's about knowing what you're buying, knowing the right type of deal, knowing your numbers. Professional property investors are making money right now, while the amateur is waiting for a crash. They're waiting for something to change. They're waiting for the right time. And they're missing out on this. This is an absolute bargain deal. This is what educated property investors are doing as their bread and butter day in, day out, while the amateur is trying to buy a property at market value and hope it goes up in value, while the amateur is waiting for the right time to buy. They're waiting for a crash. They're waiting for something to happen when the deals can be made right now. If there is a market crash, and yes, there's going to be at some point, but you know what, 110 grand value, if the property drops in value to 90 grand, I'm still up. I've still got money out. We're still up over almost 10 grand in the first year. Not only that, we still make the 4 grand a year cash flow because the mortgage is not going to change, the debt's not going to change. This is why professional property investors are making money in any market. The market's going up, the market's going down, the market is flat. Professional property investors are making money while the amateur is waiting for something to change. Action changes lives, not time. Auctions are a brilliant place to find deals. I see it all the time. People saying, oh, don't buy at an auction. The prices are crazy in auctions right now. When you dig down and you ask them why they've said that, they say, well, I heard it from someone else. They heard it from someone else who's also not even looked in an auction. There is loads of deals that are not selling in auction right now. There's loads of bargains happening in auctions right now. In the period of time that I've seen all over social media, people saying, oh, auctions are crazy right now. They're crazy to not be involved in them, crazy not to be looking. because you are missing out on the opportunities while you're listening to people who are also not doing their research. Make sure you listen to the right people. Make sure you listen to the people who are actually actively doing property so that you can follow the successful. You follow the successful and success follows. There is deals everywhere right now, but they're only there if you go and look for them. So if you want to see more videos, if you've enjoyed this, make sure you like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. I've been Kevin McDonald, and I'll see you on the next video.